Do you feel emotionally connected to your plants? As if in the process of caring for them, they as well are caring for you? What about planty DIYs and thrifting for plant items? If I have your attention, then the Plants by Wade Lee podcast is for you. Join me, plant friends, as we dig deep and experience the magic of plants. Hi, plant friends, and welcome to the 53rd episode of the Plants by Wade Lee podcast, season 4. I'm so excited to be talking with Sam Fitzgerald, social media manager for PlantCon. And you are as well, would you call yourself a cannabis influencer?
An online cannabis activist,
I
we
love
could
it.
say. But yeah, cannabis influence.
I really want to know, first of all, about your handle, Cheesy Plants. I'm a boy from Wisconsin, so when I hear the word cheese, my ears perk up. How did you come up with Cheesy Plants? And what does that mean to you?
So my dog's name is Cheese, and that's kind of where the whole thing started. I was like, I'm gonna make a plant account and feature my dog all the time. Then I forgot to feature her. So it just became an account about me and plants and smoking weed.
I love it. So, when did you start collecting plants? Has this been a lifelong journey of seeing botanical things and being interested, or is there something that happened in your life?
So I feel like you've probably heard this answer about 53 other times. COVID was really when I started getting into plants. I was bored. I was home, was watching TikTok, and I was like, you know what? Let me buy a snake plant and see what I can do with this. And here we are, 6 years. Wow, that's crazy to say, 6 years since COVID, but 6 years later, and it's grown into a career, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I was so excited to talk to you, Sam, too, because you are a plant influencer, but it's much more than that. Content creation literally can be lucrative if you play your cards right and make financial decisions that you're worth. So, when did you start realizing that this is much more than a hobby? Your space is curated so beautifully as well. Had you always curated your plants?
So that's honestly a really good question. It really kind of just started off with me having shelves and everybody chaotically kind of sitting on the shelves. And then I started seeing, like, I got all the inspiration from everybody else on Instagram. I'm like, dang, I can actually make this look like art, not just walking into a nursery. Because that's what I feel like my house started to look like, was really just a nursery. So yeah, it kind of just, I was like, wow, let's try this. And then what was it? I think January of this year, I was like, let's switch from just showcasing the plants to actually staging the plants. And I noticed like
Yeah.
a massive takeoff with people loving like the view of staged plants.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. I love how you say art because plants are definitely an extension of art, especially when you
Yeah.
curate it. I mean, you look at all those old 70s, 80s home decor magazines, and they always have a Monstera. That's when the Monsteras became their first height of popularity. So it is something to be said to style your plants. I love that you're like, my dog's name is Cheesy.
She's so great. She's a golden retriever and she gives very much the energy of Cheese. Like, I don't know if you saw Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, but Cheese, the character in that show, that is my dog spot on.
Okay.
We honestly wanted to call her Mozzarella. And you're like, we'll call her Mozzarella or Parmesan. And then when she was naughty one day getting into something, I was just like, Cheese. And it stuck.
It's stuck. I love that. So I think the second part of the question that we didn't get to, because I like rambled on to the question, but when did you realize that this was much more than a hobby and you could work full time with plants?
It was really when I left Florida because I came up here into Delaware and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like my husband, he was the main one. He was the one working. And I was like, what can we get into? And I was like, let's really try this content creation thing out. I was like, let's do it. And then I started putting all of that effort into it. And then I saw actually PlantCon posted a hiring post and I was like, let's try it. And here we are, literally making what I thought was just gonna be, like, my own personal content ended up moving into a much larger scale of content, which was kinda cool because like, plants literally brought me perfectly into where I wanted to go.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. I love that. And so let's talk about that. Like, what does your role entail as the social media manager for PlantCon?
So, obviously, like, with stating the obvious, I'm gonna do a lot of videos and pictures, and I'm all up in people's faces, and I'm posting on the Instagrams and TikTok and all. I do the basic, but at the same time, it's fun because I really get to express my marketing, so I get to target different demographics and algorithms on social media, and then I also get to work with all of the creators. So we have special guests, and then we have Creator Collective. I take the creator collective side, which is all of our local besties and all of our creators that we really want to push onto that stage. I work with them like on a closer level. So it's more than just playing on social media and it's so freaking rewarding.
Where do you get inspired when making your content?
Honestly,
What inspires you to get back into that space?
so, I'll be honest, I'm a repeat offender. I will take one video and I will use it for like 5 different posts because we're all busy bees and I try to maximize everything as best as I can. So that actually goes for my personal account and PlantCon's account. Like when I'm doing recordings, I'm recording like a 3-minute video and we have so much to pick from in that 3-minute video. So honestly, like trends are great. Love my trends. Like we can there it's like good fillers, honestly. Like I think trends become like really good fillers when you're like in that stump of I don't know who to be right now. But for the most part, I just grab like one video and I really do cut it up multiple times and post it because I just find that like it makes my life a lot easier and I don't have to stress so hard about my content.
You know, Sam, this is not the first time that I've heard this. Literally a few weeks ago when I was in San Francisco, I led a panel about social media. And that's what one of the speakers spoke about. We recycle our material because, for one, if people like it, they're going to continue to like it. And it helps to create that space when you don't have time to be recording and doing something all the time. That's such
Yep.
great advice. I love that.
Second part to that though is if you're really lazy and want to continue your outreach, but you're like, I don't want to embarrass myself on my main feed, if there's repeat videos in your trial reels, because it pushes out to your people that like you still want to hit your target audience with, but then like you also don't have to hit that embarrassment by seeing, your followers see your same video like 10 times. So like trial reels are a little bit of a that I want more people to take advantage of.
That's great advice. Sam, so through the cities that you've been to for PlantCon, do you have a favorite PlantCon that you've attended so far?
Easily, Chicago was the best, like, PlantCon ever, and I feel like the whole team could even agree on that one. My god, it was fantastic, and I did not realize how nice Midwesterners.
We're good people. That's cool. I
Yeah,
love Chicago. It's such a beautiful city and there's so much to do
oh, yeah.
there. Yeah. And the Chicago Botanical Gardens. I don't know if you got a chance to go there, but they're beautiful.
I didn't. I was hurt, busy, but,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, we'll take
So
advantage if we go back next year.
yeah. You know that PlantCon was my first plant show that I've ever attended. And now I've been to so many, but
Really?
oh yeah, it was so awesome to be content creators. And I met Britt and so many people that I adore that I talk to on a regular basis. What does a typical day look like for setting up for PlantCon? As the social media manager, are you part of the crew that like is there first thing in the morning getting things ready? What does a day look like for you for PlantCon?
So it's fun. With social media, it can kind of get to be a mix where like I feel kind of bad because people will be doing like the heavy loading and I'm in their face with the camera. Like so, I'd like take like 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of that day, get the quick like, oh, we're getting ready for you content. And then I'm jumping like with the rest of the team in the U-Haul and trying to help them unload stuff because like I don't think people realize how crazy setup days when you have like over 100, 150 plus vendors, like how crazy those days get. And trust me, like People are lucky because they don't get to see how stinky and gross we look after, Friday, but it's setup days are kinda wild, like, we're lining up where everybody's gonna put their booths and tables at, like, we're all on our hands and knees taping the ground. Like, I don't think people realize, like, how much goes into it, and it's all so worth it when we see an empty venue, and then the next day, that venue is packed filled of people. It is magic. Literally, it's magic.
It really is. Seeing the conference hall completely bare and then literally thousands of people buzzing, looking for their favorite plant, and it's such a cool experience. What would you say to someone
It
who
is.
hasn't been to a plant con yet? Recommendation would you give them about coming?
So I even say this to all of the creators that come hang out with us for the first time. PlayCon is a high, and it is a high like no other. And you will literally leave Sunday like, okay, so when's the next one? When are we putting it on the calendar for the next one? So, like, if you're not ready for a plant addiction or not ready for a convention addiction, I don't know what PlantCon's for you. But for all of our like people that really are crazy conventions, I definitely get those VIP tickets for PlantCon because our line gets a little long.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. What recommendation would you give to a plant influencer that is interested in applying to becoming a member of Creator Collective?
Creator Collective.
Awesome. What
Honestly, just apply. Like one of my biggest things is I always stress to people, I don't care how many followers you have. Because we've had people with 200 followers literally have like 40 referrals. So we always like stress follower count does not matter. It's literally like I don't even wanna say your love for content creation, it's really just, like, come showcase your love for plants. Like, I can't express how open the Creator Collective is to everybody, all content styles too. We love all content styles, like, you don't have to just do, like I don't wanna say mainstream content, but our very general plant content, you don't have to do that. You could be a specific streamer, you could do plant decor, you could do, like, herbology, honestly, anything as long as you touch a plant at one point, and I don't even care what plant it is, wink, wink, you can apply and be a part of it. And more likely than not, the people that really make content to just showcase their love for PlantCon is genuinely astonishing. And we notice it. And like, I'm so grateful for it because like, it makes us feel so seen for like the hard work we put in.
the plant community is so vast and colorful and unique. I just love you can get all of these people from all different walks of life and just nerd out for 2 days. Like you said, the most exhilarating feeling. I definitely was like, when's the next plant show? Have you ever felt like your plants help with your mental health?
More often than not, yeah. I definitely go through those phases where I'm like, I feel like dealing with you. But more often than not, I will sit in this room and I can just appreciate all of the plants that are around me. Like over here, I have a plant cabinet. Not everybody's looking great in it, but I have a cabinet and it's nice because I'll sit in my little chair. I'll sit in the chair and then I'll like look at the cabinet and I'll appreciate that, or I'll appreciate like the ones next to me. So it really depends on the day, I think. Because if I gotta water
Yeah,
them or I gotta deal with those pests, yeah, my face.
yeah. In your plant journey, because you said COVID time, so that's been like 6 years. Has your collection changed? Have you been through like times where, like you said, I don't want to deal with you, and then you've kind of restarted? I think this is like a beautiful metaphor in life that sometimes you just need rest and not to deal with something that's asking for your attention. Has there been that journey for you, the peaks and valleys of plant collecting?
Significantly. I went through the phase of, like, going into the crazy rares, and then I put so much stress on myself to keep them alive, and honestly, when they died, I was just like, "Whatever." And now I stay with the plants that, like, are a little bit more low maintenance. So, like, as you see, like, I have my big Monstera Thai behind me. She's, like, 2 or 3 years old, so she's pretty massive now. I have, like, the Dracania next to me, a lot of, like, different philodendron and pothos, and it makes it easy because I think they're a little bit less maintenance, but then I also moved into a lot of cactus because again, like significantly less maintenance, honestly. So it really kind of like the collection has definitely changed with seasons for
Yeah.
sure.
Do you have a favorite plant in your collection?
Mm, honestly, I think the tile just take because she's so big, but honestly, no. I like my penis cactus. I think that one's like so unique right now. So, it took the spot of the boobies.
I love it.
It's out in the kitchen. It's all the way up in the window. It needed to stay in that direct light and
Okay.
make sure anybody driving by could see it.
Wait, so people driving by to see it. That's hilarious, Sam. I have a plant that I can show. I, you know, also a hairdresser, so I worked in the salon this morning, and my client brought me this beautiful olive tree. So nice.
No way. That's so
Yeah, isn't that so sweet? I feel so loved as a plant person. It's awesome. I love when other people are like, "This is your vibe and
that's
my
really
vibe too."
sweet.
Right? So nice. What is one reel that you've posted that you were surprised went viral?
It was when I wanted to rebrand She Shed to Cunt Cave. That was my first viral video, and it got over 1,000,000 views, and that was the start, that was the takeoff of Cheesy Plants, and I was taken back. Every night before bed, my husband and I would be like, "What's going on?" Like, more and more people are just piling in. It was crazy.
That's crazy. What made you decide that you were gonna be authentically you and smoke weed in your videos?
It's easier to be me. Like, I do think, like, imitation can sometimes be the death of individuality, and I felt like when I was doing some of my plant content, I was falling into a category that wasn't really me. Like, I love my plants, but I really wasn't the person to like, sit and showcase and show you how to take care of them because I don't really know how to take care of them. So I was
Right,
like, let me just take a video of me smoking weed and see what that does. And it doesn't feel like a chore to do the
right.
content. And I think it started to feel like a chore when I would do like the showcasing plant kind of vibe.
Yeah. Well, and that's the cool thing too about being able to be your own authentic self in creating because you don't have to pigeonhole yourself into like, I only do this and I only do that. I can relate to like becoming a gardener from doing specifically house plants and then becoming a gardener and realizing wow I love this space too like a lot and that's what you want to bring to social media, not the fake monotone to sound like everyone else. Being your authentic self, I think it's admirable to be able to say, this is who I am, and whether you like it or not, like it's legal. My husband, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer after he passed away. I definitely need to get a medical marijuana card because I cannot get in trouble for smoking marijuana because I need this as a way to just chill and sit with my plants. I know that there are people that comment and want to say negative things. How do you deal with that when people want to troll you for your choice of smoking weed?
Honestly, I kind of let them because when people troll you on Instagram or, whatever form of social media, it's still engagement. So I don't really let it hurt me. But also, I know that I do no wrong, and in, like, the nicest way, I also see what weed has done to my bank account in a positive light. I worked for a dispensary. I had a fantastic time working for a dispensary. I got paid, and I got discounts on weed. What? Like, that's amazing, and it also breaks my heart because, free our prisoners, our marijuana prisoners, but also it's like, you can troll me all you want, but at the end of the day, who's getting paid to smoke this weed?
When did you realize that you could also make money? This is profitable.
When I asked for money, as crazy as that is, I genuinely think that as influencers, we forget that it's as simple as saying, okay, so do you want to pay me my rates? And more often than not, they say, yeah, what's your rates? Send them to me. So, like, that was really it. The very first time it was a glass company, and I was like, hey, So, I'm now in a larger platform. These are my rates. And they were like, perfect. And then that one brand gave me the motivation to ask every single brand that has come my way ever since. And like,
Yeah, I love
some
that.
say no, and that's fine. They can say no. But like, more often than not, they're going to tell you yes.
Yeah. I was in your DMs and I was like, "Ooh, the universe is trying to tell me something." Like, I saw a post that you had posted about this exact thing, like knowing your worth, asking for what you deserve. And there's a brand that recently was like, "We're gonna, send you some product and could you do a reel?" And I like battled, like, this is my rate. And then I was just like, no, like, I love this place. This is my community place. And I did not ask. And I said, yeah, great, send me the product. And, now I'm going to use my valuable time to create content that is, I think, pretty good. Like, I definitely work hard to get good shots, interesting things. And it was just like, wait, why are you so timid about saying this is my rate? Because you're right. Like, more times than not, when you ask, you will receive. You know, it's such an interesting why we do this to ourselves. It's an interesting like self worth thing that you know people who are bawling aren't asking these questions. They're not asking these
Isn't
questions
it
to
funny?
themselves, saying like, why didn't I not ask? Like, they're definitely like, this is my rate, and that's it.
Also,
It's
you have to give grace, and I do also give, like, I always tell people this too. This is new. Like, internet content creation and, like, marketing and really doing this is new. This is only a few years old. So, like, we're really, like, the first generation of this business, if you think about it. Like, I kinda went down that rabbit hole the other day, and I was like, "Wait, we're the start of UGC." I don't really know what UGC stands for, but I know that it's people that, share products, get paid or, make videos and get paid. But we are the stepping stone kind of foundation of this. So we're learning. We're learning and we're learning how to ask for money, but also remember support goes both ways.
right,
If you want to support them, more often than not, they're going to try and support you too. You just got to ask.
right, right. What makes a great creator partnership when you're working with brands?
So for one, obviously the support, paying me my rate, that's one of the biggest that I think. But also I really look for the authenticity of the brand as well. If I'm going to be authentic in me, you got to be authentic in you. So I will say one of the biggest kickers that I will like nope a brand with is if I see any form of AI on their page. If I see it in any of their advertising that they run off screen, like off like feed, or like their own personal Instagram, I think is what I'm trying to say, but whatever
Yeah,
ads
and it's bad AI. It's like a guy like throwing seeds down and the plants pop up, and I'm like, "You're a national brand. Like, what are you doing?" But yeah,
hurts.
yeah,
AI definitely not it.
yeah,
AI flyers and advertisements. I've been seeing those a lot lately from local markets and all of it, and I'm just like, I don't wanna go to your event if I'm seeing that it's AI generated, especially when you literally work with local people.
yeah.
We got a lot of local artists. Support your people, not your robots, you know?
What is next for Cheesy Plants? Where do you see your brand growing?
So it's really day by day. I don't really have a plan for it in the future. I'm kind of just enjoying everything in the minute. I'd, of course, love for it to keep growing and I'm going to work for it to keep growing, but I don't really know where the definite plan is. I don't really know where this could take me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really know what the future holds.
What excites you the most about the future of PlantCon?
Honestly, the continuous growth. I started in October last year. Dallas was my very first. And to see the growth from Dallas to, now, which was October to what month is this? July? It's crazy to see like for one, the strength. It's crazy to see like the strength in the team and like how we've all just morphed together and that foundation. Oh my God, it's gonna blossom like crazy. By the time 2027 comes around, I can't even imagine how fantastic it's going to be. Let's hope we go back to LA because I really want to go back to LA for round two. So fingers crossed LA round two comes out. Obviously, we know that I'm very big in cannabis, so I spent a lot of time smoking weed in LA, and it was fantastic. We went up to this place, I don't remember the name, but it was up in West Hollywood, and it was a lounge, and we bought out a room up in, like, the treetop, and they, like, brought us little coffees and snacks, and we could smoke our weed, and it was oh my god, we need a spot like that everywhere. It was fantastic. Literally, the weed was I just had such a great time with the, like, openness of it. So, that was really what I spent most of my time in LA doing. If I wasn't at PlantCon, I was definitely smoking weed.
Yeah, California has some crazy cannabis laws. Like, I stopped at a dispensary while we were there, and they were like, "How many milligrams would you like? 50, 200, 500?" And I'm like, "Wait, for one gummy? What
Really?
are you talking about? No. What? One?
Yeah,
200?" I said, "Lord." And then it's
it's
like not
great.
even perforated. It's just like one bite. It's insane. So insane.
Yep, you can't even cut it.
No, yeah, like, it's just like it's just one. Insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy. Oh, we didn't talk about Wiz Khalifa coming to PlantCon.
Wait, shut up. What?
What?
Atlanta?
You did wait. No, he came to Los Angeles. So we're like me and my coworker Micah, we're at the front and we're like taking videos like social media people do. And she smacks me and she's like, Sam, Wiz Khalifa's here. And I'm like, nah. And I turn around and he's walking by. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. And I'm so nervous. I'm like, how do we talk to him? How do we talk to him? So I'm like, hi, Mr. Khalifa. I'm Sam, the social media manager. Could we get a picture? And he's like, I'm kind of going to try and be here undercover to try and enjoy the event without people noticing. I said, heard. And I turned around and walked away because I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this man his space. Heard. Because at first he was like nervous to tell me no. And I was like, you're an adult. You can tell me no, and I won't be hurt by that. And you could see like the
Right.
relief. And he was like, okay, I'm here with my family. And I'm like, heard, that's it. That's all I needed to know. And he enjoyed PlantCon. He bought an Anthurium and he posted it. It was crazy. We were on
That's
the floor about it. We
amazing.
could not believe it.
That is so amazing. I know. I'm so gagged by his plant account, and he's like totally obsessed, which
I
is
believe
so
it.
cool.
Mhm.
Wait, did you know this prior to seeing him?
No, had no clue.
I know all the plant girlies are like on the bandwagon because I'm seeing more and more plant people follow with Khalifa. But yeah, he's been in the plants for again. I think people who smoke weed are very easily to be into plants. That kind of coincides together.
Anthuriums and growing cannabis, that it's kind of pretty similar, like the way that you breed and cross and all of the genetic types, it's pretty similar. And I think a lot of us don't
Really?
realize that. So especially when you see a lot of cannabis people get super into those like really big hybrid plants, it's usually because there's a little bit of a familiarity to it. So I kind of learned that a little bit more recently. Seeing that and then seeing him into like those super like rares, I was like, okay, I think I see what you're doing.
Science is incredible. It's plant and plants are just like
Mhm.
now that I've been studying a horticulture certificate, it's like insane. In the beginning, we've talked a lot about plant blindness. And if you're not really into plants, you just kind of have this blindness to them. But the way that the molecular structures are, the DNA, the way that you can create tissue culture, it's like mind blowing, mind blowing.
Yep, not too far off from us, huh?
Yeah, yeah, for real. What is a plant that you would never repurchase again?
Mm, alocasias. I hate alocasias. I think it's because 'cause they're spider mite magnets, like, it just doesn't matter, and also, why are we only growing 2 leaves at a time? Like, I'm sick of this. So I don't actually have a single one in this room. I think they're all outside. They're definitely all
That's
outside because
hilarious.
I said, "Just get out. Just leave."
Yeah. Sam, do you have an outside garden?
Uh, Kinda, I did, and then I stopped taking care of it. Now I have like, a bunch of raised, like, garden beds, and all of the plants that I planted last year are now just regrowing and then this year. So turns out you don't need to repurchase your herbs every year, even if you live in the north, because they will still grow. So like cilantro and oregano, I didn't realize like I was buying it every year for it all to just live perfectly fine and take over an entire garden bed this year with absolutely no care. So
That's
they're lying
awesome.
to us.
That's so awesome. Sam, I really, really appreciate you coming on and having this conversation with me. It's fun to get to know you a little bit more and cheesy.
She's sleeping with dad, but I can
Oh,
let me grab her. Let me bring her in.
all right.
Big Wayne, come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Ready? Hold on. You sit. Can you come up here? Come on. Come on. Say hi.
Oh my gosh. Like a
Yeah.
big
Yeah, you
stick
gotta
of
look this way.
string cheese. Hi, cheesy.
She's so happy.
So sweet. I love it. She's a big girl.
All right, go get dad.
Thanks, Sam. I really appreciate you. And it was really, really fun to get to know you a little bit better. And I'm sure everyone in Plantland will agree.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun.
Of course, of course. And I will be in touch and looking out for PlantCon Atlanta, even though I said no more shows this year, but it's so enticing.
Hey, early bird codes are going to end up coming out. So it's going to be a Christmas gift to yourself, right?
Right? Exactly. Exactly. All right, my love. Have an amazing day. And thanks again for talking with me.
I will see you in Atlanta.